Hi everybody, this is Carol with Carol Joes. This video is going to be a little bit different where I'm going to be just filming in my work area. You're not going to see my face in this tutorial. This tutorial is going to be about making bead earrings. Everything that you see out on the Carol Joes website is jewelry that I have created. My YouTube, I do tutorials, I show you the beads that I have for sale for the week, and just all kinds of fun things around jewelry. So if it's something you like, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to see what kind of content I have out here. So like I said earlier, today is about making beaded jewelry earrings. So I have all different types of beads, and I'm just going to show you. I have like 8 pairs I think I'm going to make today. We'll see what we get here. But anyways, the first pair is going to be with this set of beads, these 2 beads. They're not identical, but they're very similar, so I'm okay with them. I'm usually not one that, it took me a while to even find these 2 that were the same. This is a Picasso Jasper, and so we've got holes on both ends that we're going to go through, and they're a normal size hole. So I'm going to use those beads, and with this one I am going to see about adding a 3mm silver bead with them. And to make earrings I use head pins. So I've got a pile of head pins here. This one's not a straight one, so we're going to have to straighten him out a little bit. And so we'll have a couple of head pins. Then we will also need the round nose pliers, straight nose pliers, and a cutter to finish those off. So just to let you know, this is not my normal style of recording, so it may be just a little bit wonky as we're going through this. Some of the earrings, I am going to use different styles of bead caps to help finish them off. Some I won't use any beads. I will just have the bead only type scenario. So we will have a plethora of different ways that you can put a bead combination together to make these. And I am going to take off my bracelet here for a second because he is jingling. And it's annoying me, so I hope it's not annoying you. But first, what you're going to do is take your head pin and your beads and go ahead and put those on the beads on the head pin. Like that. And I do both of them with the head pins right away. Trying to find the hole sometimes is not the easiest. There we go. So there's the 2 earrings. Next up, I'm going to take my round nose plier and position I usually position it right on the edge there. Not everybody can do this right away, so I totally understand. You may need to come back just a little bit. And to ensure that you're getting the same loop for both earrings, I will use a black Sharpie. You know your typical Sharpie here, and put a line on my tool where I want that to be. And you want to be towards the end of the plier. You don't want it back here because then you got really big holes, those loops. So, but that's a way that you can then always position your piece of wire like that. So like I said, I'm more towards the end, and I've been doing this for a while. Now with head pins, I'm just going to give you some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. When you're first doing this, you're going to want the longer head pins. If you purchase head pins, go ahead and purchase 3-inch head pins when you're first doing earrings. That way you'll get a little bit of an extra area up at the top for being able to maneuver around. There are head pins that are made of different metals. A sterling silver head pin is going to wrap extremely easy. The ones with the brass base metal, with it's a plated either silver or silver or gold, those will wrap a little bit harder than the sterling silver. And if you have stainless steel as the base metal, those are extremely hard to bend. And so I want you to realize what kind of metal you have and not get one of the extremely hard ones and give up on it. Find a different metal that works better for you. So to do these, you take the head pin and do it 90 degrees away from you. Reposition your tool so that you are in a 45-degree angle in that 90 degrees that you just did, and make it come around the tip. Reposition. Whoops. This is not easy doing this with this view for me. Sorry, I'm going off camera a little bit. And then you've got the loop. I use my plier or my round nose to hold that down. You can do another pair of flat nose to do it. You come in with the flat nose on the tip and just wrap that around like a barber pole style until you hit the beads. Then you bring in your cutters and snip that off. I almost said scissors. They're not scissors, guys. They're cutters. And then just make sure your loop is straight. Then you take, oh, I forgot my earring wires. Hold on, let me grab them. I have a bag of them here. Let me just set them on my mat. Take your earring wire. Most earring wires where there's this hoop have a little hole cut into them, so you can just open that up and then slide this on and then close it up. And then that is the first earring. Let's get the second earring made. So 90 degrees away, reposition at 45 in that 90 degree. Bring it around, reposition. Continue all the way around. Grab a hold of it like that. And then wrap it around like barber pole style. There we go. And that is not straight there, as you can see. So, and that is really, really crappy. So we are redoing this one. So just cut that off and we're going to redo it. And I'm going to keep that in the video so that you can see, even after you've been making jewelry for a long time, boo-boos happen and you just need to redo. $90 degrees, 45, back around, reposition, complete circle. Wrap that around. That's a lot better. Cut that off. There we go. Throw away the excess. And let's get that straight up. There. And then we're going to grab an earring. Here. And open this. Whoops, I didn't open it. I opened the wrong side. Tried to, and that bent it so it's not perfect. There we go. Bent it back to where it needed to be and opened the right side. Whew, that was a struggle, but we got it. So we have a pair of the Picasso marble bead earrings. I'm going to set those off to the side because when we get done, I'm going to show you all the earrings that we made here today. Next up, I'm using these blue, they look like a lamp shape. But if you notice, they are ceramic beads and they have a very large hole. So when you have a larger hole, you're going to want to have some sort of a bead, at least at the bottom. Reason being is that that hole is bigger than the top of your head pin. And so what will happen, I'll show you, is the beads will fall right on off. So if you put a larger bead than the hole, like that at the bottom, it stops it from falling off. Now, I don't have to put a bead on here, but what will happen is it will really wiggle because it's not going to be able to be tight. So what I want to do with this one is that I want to have a bead on the top and the bottom like that. And that'll hold it. It doesn't necessarily have to be a silver bead. It could actually, I'm just thinking about, I wonder if a daisy bead would look good with that. And this is literally earring making. You can look at something and go, hold it, let me add something to it, try it, see if you like it, and then make it if you like it. So I'm gonna grab some of my daisy beads. Just give me a second to find those. I have them in my bead tray, so I just need to find them. Here they are. Daisy beads, also like every other bead, come in different sizes. So they look like a little silver piece of a daisy. So I'm going to try this size. Let's see. So I still think I want that silver bead. So it would be silver bead, daisy bead, focal, the blue bead, daisy, and silver. So it would look like that. So we have, you can make it either way. And honestly, now that I see that, I don't know that I want the daisy bead on it. And that's just my personal preference, because earrings can be all about what you would like if you're making them for yourself. If you're making them to sell, different styles for different people. If you're making them for someone, it's about what their preferences are. All right. So, 90 degrees away. Turn that tool 45 degrees and then come around, reposition, and go around. Use this tool to hold that. Grab your plier here and then wrap around. And then cut that off. I want that to straighten up. There we go. I've had this pair of earrings that there's two earrings that are stuck together by the part that you open. So I'm going to try to open it and get them unstuck and use them. If not, they're going bye-bye because I keep grabbing them on accident. There we go. Sorry I did that off camera, but it was a funny, funky thing that normally would not happen. There. There. All right. Make the second one. Reposition, come around. Around. There we go. Cut that off. Oops, I already have one down here. Open this up. Put this in there. And close it up. So then this is the second pair of earrings. And this is where laying them flat is not the easiest way to take pictures of them. So I'm trying to show you guys here. Because this is on my table. So they are not the easiest to show when you got round earrings like that. Next up, we have these glittery, summery colors. I'm getting so ready for summer. If you couldn't tell with the blue that I just had and now this pair, I want summer. And I'm thinking a bead cap of some sort with these. Let's try this bead cap. And I don't know that I want to have a bead at the bottom. So we'll try this out and see what we think. Bead cap. You want to place it so that the curved side is up on the first one, so that it hugs your bead like that. And then the second one is the curved goes down, so it hugs the bead. So literally that's what the bead will look like by just adding that little bit of the bead cap. And I think I like that from this angle, from like if you're looking at it for someone who's wearing it, it's just a little bit of added bling, not a bling, but just a little bit added touch to it, but not overpowering that bead. I just love that bead. It is actually a glass bead that has glitter coating on the outside. So that will be those two. Oh, I think those will look yummy. Okay, getting a couple of the earring wires ready. And we're going to do the same process. 90 degrees away from you, reposition 45 degrees in that angle, and then wrap around, reposition, finish the wrap, grab a hold, find your pliers because you set them down over there, and then grab this and then wrap around. I'm trying to do this by looking at the top of the camera instead of where I normally would look, and that's to try to get that to look better for you guys. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. Ah. There you go. I'm working in a really, really small spot to try to get you guys up close with this. I do tutorials live on my TikTok account. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, go look for Carol Jo's LLC on TikTok. And that way, if you have questions while we're doing it, you can ask all the questions you want about jewelry. It is my bead jewelry, and I do more than just bead jewelry, but it's my community that I have created to where you can be live and interactive. I have not done any YouTube lives, so I don't know how to do that. Go ahead and wrap around. Whoops, sorry, I hit the camera again. Let me move that there. There we go. Cut that off and add open that up and add that in. I like those. I really do like those. Fun. We're getting ready for a summer earring. All right, next up, I've got these beads. These are made with rhinestones, polymer clay, and metal. They're the Indian, from like India style beads. So it's like it has a bead cap already inside the bead. It's got a circle with a rhinestone in it, and then just small beads that make it look like rhinestones on the side, all in that clay. These are similar to that blue pair where I just put a bead on the top and the bottom, and I try to go with the smallest bead that I possibly can, and so I'm just going to set that on there and it doesn't fall in. So I think I can use my 3mm. So we'll grab a couple of those and a couple of head pins and start putting this pair together. Sometimes these earrings, or I'm sorry, with these beads, the holes are going to be bigger than with a 3mm, and they will go through a 3mm. So you just got to play around, decide if you want a 4mm or 3mm. You know, and when I was doing this on my live on TikTok, people were talking about they even use 2mm size beads. And I was like, oh, that would be cool. But I do not have any 2mm in my stash. And also, we made an earring that would look really, really cool with a 3mm black bead. And I honestly do not have anything other than metal beads and 3mm. I didn't realize what I was missing in my collection of beads. So, it's all about preference too. So, you do not have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but it gives you the idea to start the thought process of what you can put together to create earrings. And I am actually not using a 3-inch head pin. I'm using a 2-inch head pin. So that's why I do not have very much room at the top of mine. If you go with a 3, you're going to have more room and be able to move around a little bit more. Whoops. I might have positioned that one wrong. I'm going to look at this and see if it is in the same size family as the other one. Because I moved my thing back a little bit when I was making my circle. And I don't want my circles to be too different that people are going to notice it when you are wearing the jewelry. Oh, there's not that much difference, so I'm okay. And he needs to be a little bit bent this way. There. Okay. And then add that on to the earring wire. There we go. So then that's the 4th pair of earrings we made. Then I am going to grab, because I didn't grab them when I went to start this, so let me just go grab some gold head pins, because with these glass pearl beads, I usually use gold. I mean, I can do silver, but with brown, I prefer gold head pins sometimes, so I'm going to go grab a couple of those. And I also need to grab a couple of the gold earring wires. And in today's tutorial, I am using the same style of earring wire for all of them. It's the fishhook earring wire. You can use whatever style you prefer. You can do posts with these if they have the little hole at the bottom so that they dangle down. These are just dangle earrings that I'm making. So any type of earring component that allows for a dangle, you can use. So you can do the lever backs. You could do the French earring wires. You know, so there's lots of them that you can use. I'm just using the one. There. Every time I open up the earring wire, I set the pliers to my right, and I use my left hand. I am right-handed, but I use my left hand to do the wrap around. And I hit you guys again. Sorry. And I'm probably not going to edit this out or anything. I'm just showing you guys the true way of beading. So there's that. But as you can see, it doesn't stand up really straight. So I will just bend that so that it will be straighter. I am not a wire wrapper. Earrings are wire wrapping. There are only 2 things that I do for wire wrapping, and you're watching one of them. And my last tutorial that I put out here on YouTube was the wire wrapped rings. That is my other item. And that is all I do for wire wrapping because I stink at it. There. There we go. So there's one that you can see how to do though. See, you start and you just go down till you get to the bead. Oh, one showed up very well. I'm so excited about that. So that you guys can at least see how to do it. All right, the gold ones, the opening is on the outside. Every bead or every earring wire is different on where it opens at. The silver open on the inside and the gold open on the outside. For what I have in my stock. It could be different with what you have. So you just got to feel for that opening. But there is a pair of the brown glass pearls. Gonna make another fun looking summer glass bead. And I'm trying to decide. These are a square that the bead is, or the hole is at a diagonal. So I'm just trying to decide, what do I want to do with these? I don't know that I want a daisy spacer because of the diagonal, so I might just go with some 3mm. And if you do the bead caps, you can do like we did on that one pair. We did them on both the top and the bottom. Sometimes you can just do it on the top and not on the bottom. Sometimes you just do it on the bottom and not the top. It is totally up to you how you want to put this together. So I'm going to do that. Straighten that one out just a little bit. I'm going to grab earring wire. Add that on there. Let's get this one. There we go, found the hole. Sometimes that's the hardest part about beading, is finding the hole of the bead. So 90 degrees away, reposition at 45 degree in that, bring it around, reposition your tool, and get that like that. Grab a hold there with either the round nose or a flat nose plier to hold on, and then wrap around. And some people use their fingers to do this wrapping rather than, you know, the two tools. I just happen to use the tools. I just have better control using the tools. Open that up, put that on. And there is another pair of summer earrings, or maybe going into the fall. Now I have these cube-like blue. These are actually a rubber bead, so they're either usually acrylic in the center or glass in the center, and then they put on a rubber coating on the outside of the bead. Sometimes the rubber beads will get sticky. This bead is not sticky, so I'm excited about that. I am going to grab some of the daisy spacers because I think that'll look really cute on these. And I don't know that I want anything other than the daisy spacers, so I'm going to try it and see what one looks like. So it would look like that. And I think I'm good with that. So let me grab another one of the head pin and just do the daisy spacer, the focal bead, and a daisy spacer. Okay. I'm going to move that plier over there before I start. 90 degrees away, reposition, bring that around, make that circle. And so when you see it, your circle, this end piece should be like straight up from where you met at. Not to the side this way or the side that way, but just straight up. And then wrap it around. And I'm having a hard time seeing this one, so hold on, folks. I don't know how this is going to look. Sorry, I'm going off camera a little bit because I needed to see what I was doing. And then after I cut this one, I'm going to bring it off camera and I'm going to look at it for a second to see if I like it. He is not tight, so I do not like that. And what I mean by he's not tight, see how this all moves around? I don't want that play. That means I didn't get everything wrapped correctly. So I might wrap this one just a little bit off camera and show you what the finished one is. You follow the same process. I just need to be up close seeing it. And with the way the phone is, what I record on, I cannot see very well to get it wrapped tight. So you're hearing me wrap it. You can hear my tools going. So there. Now, before I cut that off, do you see how this doesn't move? Because I was able to get my wrap down to the top of that bead. And you see that right here before I cut it, I'm right on that bead. And that's what you want to be. And then there isn't any play and things stay where they need to be. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to do it off camera just so that I can get it tight. And that was one of the hard things that I was having a problem with as I've been doing this tutorial, is that I don't have the space. I can't see through the phone camera part like I can if it's up close to me. So you see how there is no play, but he's a little bit crooked looking. He's not standing tall, so we want him to stand tall. So I'm going to move him a little bit to get him to stand tall. And I don't want you to think that because I did that off camera, I did anything different. I didn't do anything different. I just needed to be able to see better to do that. All right, just get this other one open here. And I'm going to show you something. This one, this bead keeps pushing down right where this comes together at. I want to make sure that he is going to stay up above where they come together, because if that bead comes down into where I want these to go back together, because he's trying to, as you can see, it will leave a gapping hole sometimes, and then you will lose your earring off of there. So you want to make sure, see, I wanted to show you this. So you see how because the bead went down, we have a little bit of a gap here? And this could come off at some point. So I want to make sure that I get that little gap taken care of and that I don't have it. There. There we go. That was a problem child one. So, and then I'm going to make a different type of earring here that I'm going to use head pins and eye pins. Eye pins have these circles at the bottom, and I need that so that I can create a two-tier type necklace or bracelet. Holy buckets, these are earrings, guys. And so what I do here is I will take my head pin and put the two beads that I want on the head pins on each one, and then these are the two beads I want on my eye pin. So what you do, and I'm not going to use any spacers with these. I'm not going to use any of the silver plated round beads. The focal is these elegant looking black rondelles that will just sparkle. So what I'm going to do is just take the bead and put it on the right end of the head pin like this. And I'm going to create that circle that we've been creating where you do 90 degrees away, reposition at 45 degrees, come back around, reposition, complete the circle. Now, here's where we would normally go ahead and start doing our spiral. We want to pause at this point. Take your pliers, open up by lifting up on that circle, and take one of the eye pins and put it down and around into the circle, and then close it. So then it's going to be like this. And then you're going to wrap that around to get that down to the black bead. Like that. And then cut it off. And we're cutting off that excess length off of the head pin. Now you have this dangle, and we have another one. So then we're going to take our smaller of the two rondelles, and we are going to do just like we did for the head pins to create that loop. And these have a different metal in them than the head pins, and so they are harder to wrap. So that was why I was struggling with wrapping it, is that this one has a heavier base metal. Oh, shoot. Hold on. We got to get that repositioned here. So I've got that back on there. Not the right way. I want to go this way. I want that straight. And then wrap that around until we get to the top of that bead. And then cut that off. And because it's a heavier base metal, it's harder to cut them off. I honestly do not like working with the heavier, like stainless steel, because it hurts my hands after working with them for a while. So then that doesn't do it justice there. So it will just dangle. Whoops. I'm opening up that earring so I can put that on there. I tried opening it from the inside or the outside instead of the inside. That's what my oops was about earlier. So let's see. So that is what it looks like. And if we were not having it on a flat surface, if we were holding it up, this bottom bead moves freely from the top bead. And so it will give more of a, when you do the rondelles with these faceted cut, you can see where the light picks it up as it moves. And so with this bead moving around more, you're going to get more of that bling look and just more of an elegant look that it's just going to pick up light and reflect a lot. So by putting them on two different parts, you're going to create a more elegant movement of your jewelry. We're going to do the bottom one again. So 90 degrees away, 45 angled tool, reposition it when you're doing the circle. Open this up, take and put your eye pin on it, put it around to the center or to the circle, close it up, and then grab your pliers and wire wrap that around. Then cut that off like that. Put the other bead on. I really wish you see, I mean, even from the coming from the top down, you can see all that movement and how much bling you'll, just the bling of the light. And it's just how the faceted cut beads catch light. Do 90 degrees away. Reposition at 45, bring that around the top, reposition, and put that circle in there. And then grab your tools and wrap it around. Okay. Cut. See, this is where I'm telling you, different base metals. There, finally. Got it to cut. Oh, that was a struggle bus. Open up your earring. Put that on there. and close it up. Those earrings will look so spectacular. If you go out to my website here in the next week or so, I should have these out there, and they will be more of like laying flat down, because I take the pictures with them up, so they will lay like as if you were wearing them, and you will be able to see that. I also will have them on the live when I do post them to the website that I have on Fridays out on TikTok. So you will see how they will catch the light if you join me in one of those, either going to the website or joining me on the live. If you want to go ahead and follow me on TikTok, it is Carol Joes LLC. Go ahead and subscribe below, and I will continue to do other tutorials with you guys, and also show you beads that I have for sale, and just all the kinds of fun things that happen with the jewelry business. So I hope you have a great day. Bye. Hey, I ended the video just a titch early. I'm back because I wanted to show you all the earrings that we made in this tutorial. So here they all are. We have some summer looks, we have some evening elegant looks, we have some casual looks, and we have earrings that could go from summer to fall or even all year round. So you can create whatever you like with what style of beads you have by pairing it up with different types of accent beads, bead caps, daisy beads, or just leave them alone and have the focal bead be the only bead on the earring. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that it sparks some ideas for you guys to start learning how to do the earrings and what you can create with your imagination. Now I'm done, so thanks. Have a great day. Bye.